Christie.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. As Canadians alter their traditions this Thanksgiving weekend because of COVID-19, cases continue to soar in many parts of Canada. In Quebec, police checkpoints have been put up to help curb the spread, while in parts of Ontario, new restrictions are now in place as the province's death toll surpasses 3,000. Jeff Semple is following the developments tonight in Toronto. Jeff.
Colleen, people here in Toronto, in Ottawa, and next door in Peel region woke up this morning to a dreaded deja vu.
It is frustrating.
Global News first interviewed this Toronto restaurant owner last summer during the first wave in lockdown.
A second closure will be perhaps even worse for us.
Fast forward a few months, and his fears have been realized.
We risk worst-case scenarios.
Ontario now shuttering all indoor dining, movie theaters, casinos, and gyms in Toronto, Peel, and Ottawa. This gym invested thousands of dollars in air purifiers and plexiglass and just reopened its doors after being forced to close for 3 months.
So that's almost half a year of our income that's going to be gone.
They, like many others, are now shifting their service outdoors, keeping a nervous eye on the weather.
Last time that we spoke, we were heading into the summer, so we knew that we were going to be busy in the patio. Now we can only trade in the patio, but we know that we're going to the cold months.
The Ontario government now facing a chorus of criticism for not taking steps sooner to slow the spread.
We waited too long during the slow part of exponential growth. Now we're in the rapid part of exponential growth, so we have to do things harder.
Canada's largest provinces, Ontario and Quebec, have the highest number of cases, but the provincial picture per capita tells a different story, with Quebec, Manitoba, and Alberta topping the list.
I think within the city of Edmonton, we're starting to see the beginning of a second wave.
After Quebec and Ontario reimposed restrictions, experts worry Alberta could be next. Toronto has around 58 active cases per 100,000 people. Edmonton has 108. The Alberta government is relying on voluntary restrictions to limit gatherings in large groups, and Alberta's premier sounds a lot like Doug Ford did a couple of weeks ago.
We're not going to enforce our way out of this.
There was action taken with voluntary recommendations and guidelines. If that is not effective over the next 2 weeks, we may have no choice but to bring in more formal closures or restrictions.
In Canada's hardest hit province, meanwhile, police are enforcing the lockdown with checkpoints, ensuring Quebecers don't travel too far from home for Thanksgiving. And Ontario is also following Quebec's lead when it comes to the length of this latest lockdown. These restrictions will remain in place for at least the next 28 days. Colleen?
Jeff, thank you. 3 of 4 Atlantic provinces are reporting new cases today, and New Brunswick set another single-day record. The province reported 20 new cases, most of them in the province's 2 orange zones. 12 were in Moncton, where there's an ongoing outbreak at a long-term care home. 7 others are in the Campbellton area in the northern part of the province. Neighboring Nova Scotia has 3 new cases, but the provincial government says the infections aren't related to the outbreaks in New Brunswick. Prince Edward Island didn't report any new cases, but officials there have warned islanders against traveling to New Brunswick's orange zones over this weekend. And 3 people in Newfoundland and Labrador have tested positive.